Welcome to the Work Wives and Real Lives podcast. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ava. We're two best friends and coworkers spilling the tea on business, boundaries, and all the beautiful chaos in between.
From workday wins to real life messes, we're talking through it all.
Unfiltered, unpolished, and always putting friendship first.
Think of it as your weekly catch up with your favorite coworker turned soul sister.
So grab your coffee
or your wine
and let's get into it.
Stunning. Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Work Wives and Real Lives. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ava, and I may be unrecognizable today because if you're watching on YouTube, yes, I have my hair down. Yes, I look like a whole nother person. You know, we're thriving over here.
We're
Hair
thriving.
down. Yeah.
Hair down for Harambe. I love it.
Yes. Sometimes I feel like I look like Lord Farquaad with my hair down, but today I tried for you all.
I feel that way with my hair up, like not Lord Farquaad, but I don't even know. I just can't. I don't have the bone structure you have to wear my hair pulled back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stunning. We're bringing to you a special Labor Day edition. So because we film on Mondays, today we don't have wine. We have coffee because we're not alcoholics. Because we're filming in the morning. Normally we film in the evening after I get home from work. So you're going to get your coffee today. So grab your coffee or wine or whenever you're listening.
Whenever you're watching this, no judgments.
Diet Coke.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diet Coke. I did have a Diet Coke this past weekend, which I quit. Just soda, Diet Coke in general, because I was a true addict.
Yeah.
Maybe like going into my 20s, I fully quit. But every now and then, it's like having a cigarette for the first time over again, you know?
Yeah.
It just like warms your soul.
It really does.
You know?
I had stopped drinking Diet Coke. Like I wouldn't stock it in the house. Like I would only have it if I was out at like a fast food place or something. But then when I started my weight loss journey, it became my sweet treat to myself to add some sweetness to my life, or like
That's so cute.
I know. Or I would have one in the evening instead of like having wine or, whatever. So
Yeah.
I stick to one Diet Coke a day, and it's normally at lunchtime. Now, if I drink it too late, I can't sleep at night. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, the best combo ever in life is Diet Coke and Cheez-Its. Just
absolutely.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So we have a soda machine at work, which is like one thing about my current company. My last company, we had free soda, which was a nice perk. But don't stay for the free soda. Words to live by.
Stay for the free soda.
So my new company has a soda machine, and it's only 25 cents, so it's not a big deal. But it kept breaking, and we were making jokes about it, how this thing was always breaking. And this one guy who sits outside of my office, he was like, Katie, before you started, the soda machine never broke. And I was like, are you telling me I drink too much soda? Like, and he was like making a joke about it. It was
so rude.
I was like, I feel attacked.
Sir, yes. Please do not come for me about
I was like, you have
what
one soda a day
makes
too.
me happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we all we have our numbers. So like mine, there's a few rows of Diet Coke, but I always go for number 103 is like the row number that my selection is. And one day I wasn't even paying attention, and row 103 was empty. And so I just typed it in, and it was like error. And I was like, oh, weird.
Sad day.
Well, let's get into our weekends. Besides your Diet Coke.
Do it. Besides my Diet Coke, nothing too exciting really happened this weekend. I taught Saturday morning and then just was cleaning. We went out Saturday night, just had some good Italian wine. It was the start of college football this weekend, so everyone in Tennessee is wearing their orange, loud and proud. Love it. I do own one orange colored top sweater type thing. It's from Free People. It's super cute, but that is the only time you'll see me wearing UT colors because UT is very good. It's a really awesome school. Very entertaining to watch the football games, but the color is very unfortunate. It's the brightest orange, and the whole Knoxville, outside of Knoxville, everyone is out and about wearing this color on game day weekends. It's crazy.
That's really
So that was
unfortunate.
Saturday,
Whoever said
right?
orange was the new pink was seriously disturbed.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then yesterday, something horrific happened, and my husband had the audacity to accidentally lock me out of our apartment. I was on the patio, just like enjoying the beautiful weather that is coming through right now. And he had gone out on a run with the dogs, and there was a bunch of bugs surrounding me. And so I freaked out, tried to open the door. I was locked in.
With the
I was
bugs.
on FaceTime with my mom. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm locked out." And so luckily I have my husband on Find My Friends and I could see him starting to like run back towards where we live. But yeah,
Fired.
I need to put on blast for that. Fired.
Fired.
Because what if he had gone away? Like, I mean, he travels. And so what if he was gone? Like, how
Yeah.
does one get back in?
You have to Spider-Man down the balconies or just like scream for help and hope a neighbor hears and calls the office and then they have
Yeah. I
keys.
mean, I had my phone, and so I could call, like, the emergency line,
Yeah.
but still, anywho, had to put him on blast for that. He felt terrible when he came in. I was, like, knocking on the window. I was like, "Help me!
You're covered in
Let
like
me back in!"
cicadas. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. Well, there was this huge ass bug. I don't even know what it was. It looked like a pincher bug, but it could fly.
Oh,
No. No, things fly out here, and it's not okay.
we don't like that.
No. What'd you do this weekend?
Um, well, quick hot take on being locked outside on a balcony. So one time when we were in Hawaii, when I was younger, my brother went back to the room to like shower or something, and he locked the deadbolt on his door to his hotel. This was like before I think we had cell phones or anything. And after his shower, he wanted to just sit out on the balcony and enjoy the nice Hawaiian breeze. And we were all down at the pool still. And so he was gone for a very long time. And then my dad went to check on him. Or maybe he had a cell phone, but it was in the room or something. I don't know. Um, so my dad can't get in the door because he had locked the deadbolt. And they're like screaming for him and he's not like responding. And so my dad thinks he's like dead. And
Yeah.
so they had to call hotel security to come and like break into the room essentially. Speaking of breaking into the room, Pepper just broke in here. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, pepperoni.
Um, and he was sitting out on the balcony, like probably fully sunburnt because he had been out there for hours because the balcony door, when he closed it, somehow got locked behind him. And so he
Oh
was locked
my
out. And he said
gosh.
he had been screaming for help, but our room was right over all the
Oh,
AC units. So it was
yeah.
so loud that no one could hear him. And he was traumatized, but he was fine.
That is traumatizing. One,
Yeah.
to be on vacation and for that to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would automatically assume, as your dad did, that,
Yeah.
my son is dead.
He's dead.
Crazy.
Yeah. So speaking of bugs, we also had a bug situation this weekend. It's been so
Oh
hot. So it's
no.
been like in the 90s. And so the flies are just flying. They're just
Ugh.
out there living their best
Okay.
lives.
For people that don't live or have never been to California during this time of year, Labor Day weekend is historically known to be the hottest days of the entire year.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. So Friday there was a mix up with my life in that we're normally gone every Labor Day weekend. We go on vacation, but this year we decided to stay home, which has been actually nice to have a long weekend at home. But our kids' school was closed on Friday, and I just assumed that like the aftercare like camp situation was open. So come to find out it wasn't open. And Garrett had a tea time, of course on Friday, so I had to stay home with the kids, and I agreed to take them to the zoo, the local little kind of it's a small zoo that we have here. And I get out of the car, and it's like 10 in the morning, and it was so hot, and I said, "You're doing a quick lap. Like, we're doing a quick lap around the zoo."
Yeah.
So we get back in the car. We were gonna be there for 45 minutes or an hour. Get back to my car. It is already 90 degrees out. And I said, "We're going home. AC." I needed to get some work done. So I powered out some work and then anyway, it was so hot. So then our garbage disposal, we have like two sinks in our kitchen. One's in the island and one's like, and that's like kind of like a little bar. It's like a smaller sink. And then the main sink is on the edge of the kitchen. And I guess the garbage disposal and the island sink's been broken. I don't really ever use that sink, so I didn't know. But we kept having all these fruit flies everywhere. And I literally despise fruit flies. Like the
They're
big
so
flies,
annoying.
per this fly swatter in last episode, I will
Yeah.
run around my house with a fly swatter all day long. And it's kind of actually fun at this point. But
It's like a game.
it's like a game. But the fruit flies are like, you can't really kill them with a swatter. Like they're so tiny.
No, that's a
And
full hand clap.
yeah, it was disgusting. And so then I ordered a new garbage disposal. I'm like, "Here, why didn't you tell me the thing was broken?" He said, "Well, that's where all the fruit flies are coming from because there's just like stuff rotting in that garbage disposal." And I'm like, "So let's replace it." Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we ordered the garbage disposal, changed that out. It was so gross. And then I got these little like sticky things that you plug into outlets, and I captured a bunch of fruit flies overnight. So I didn't really see any this morning.
Oh,
So
that's so fun. That must have
yeah,
been very satisfying to see the next day.
yeah, they're like stuck to the thing.
Yeah.
So I think we fixed the fly situation. And then other than that, we had a busy weekend of a few different birthday parties, but also it was a slow weekend, which was nice. I got to take some bar classes, which is always fun to do.
Love it.
As like actually taking the class versus teaching. And we're hosting a Labor Day party today, which is again, I don't think things through fully all the time because we have one full working bathroom in our house right now, and we have
Oh,
like 40 people coming over.
h
Yeah.
how do we
So,
know that many people?
um, I it's mostly like families, like it's like, 10 families with kids, and so it's a lot of people
Yeah.
from my kids' school. And of
Okay.
course the sisters. Um,
Yep.
and some of our Long Beach friends. But yeah, I didn't really think well, initially we weren't supposed to have our hallway bathroom be under renovation. That was a collateral damage of ended up needing to do a repipe with our main bathroom renovation. So that one has a
Oh,
working
man.
toilet but no sink. So at least people can use the toilet.
Yeah, they can use the toilet, put hand sanitizer,
Yeah,
wipes, and then they can walk to the
the
kitchen and
kitchen.
wash their hands.
Yeah. So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But you walk into my front yard and it's like a storage yard for, you know, home appliances. I have like my bathtub, a toilet, and two pallets of tile in my front yard. It's just like a giant hole in the wall by the front door where my new window's going for my that's all boarded up right now for my bathroom. So, you know, it's gonna be good. But it's a hot dog themed party per usual.
As it should
Um,
be.
as it should be. I have hot dog banners and decor. Um, our friend Cody has like an industrial level hot dog machine, like with the little rollers and it sits and it rolls. So
Stop, he does.
yes. So
He would, I love it.
he brings it to work and they use it in the office.
No,
And like he just has it on his desk and it's like rolling hot dogs for everyone. So I was like, you
that's
need to
the
bring
most
that.
Cody thing I've ever
It's so Cody coded. Cody's like the
It's
start
so
of the
Cody
hot dog
coded.
craze in our friend group. So
Yes. Yes, he
anyway.
is. Are you wearing any hot dog themed attire?
No, and I'm so mad because
No.
I think I have my hot dog hat. It says it's from Target actually. Kelsey got it for me. It says "Suns out, buns out," and it's like two hot dogs
Oh, cute.
dancing. But I think I left it in Utah because I can't find it. I because I wear it on the 4th of July out there. But yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's our day.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm doing absolutely nothing today, which is nice, but I think the dogs and I will go out and touch some grass and get our steps in because I'm doing a 10K a day walking challenge for the month of September. We'll see how long it goes. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Ava sent me in a Slack message for our Pure Bar Slack. Come, like it's like one of those auto generated, like come join my 10K team or something. And I literally just responded, LOL, no, thank you.
Katie responded within like less than a minute of me sending and said immediately, like, no.
No.
Immediately, no. I'm like, come on. It's okay. No one has really joined other than Kelsey and Brianna.
Oh, cute.
So it'll just be us three. If anyone wants to join our step group, just let me know. I'll add you in.
I stopped wearing like Apple Watches or fitness trackers or anything, so I wouldn't be able to track that anyway.
Meh.
I guess my
Well,
phone tracks my steps, but
yeah, but you'd have to have your phone on you at all times.
yeah, don't need
Yeah,
that.
no.
Good luck in your challenge though.
Thank you. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
Email reading time.
Email reading time. Let's do it. So Katie's going to give a good backstory of this email, this person, and yeah, take it away, girlfriend.
All right. So this person emailed last June, um, so June 2024, to cancel her membership. And so within the same day, we sent her a link to the cancellation form that everyone has to complete. And once they complete it, then their membership is scheduled for cancellation. So Ava sends her the link. She does not complete it. We go about our lives. So then August rolls around and she is confused why she got charged again in July and maybe also August. Because she canceled her membership. And so Ava responded back that you did not actually complete the cancellation form, so your membership was never canceled. Please complete it ASAP. So she completes it and then lets us know she completes it and then asks for a refund still. And Ava said, no, your most recent payment is your last payment due. You won't be charged further because you just completed your form. And then she responds with this email.
Yes. So then this ex member says, I requested my membership to be canceled on June 27th with my last payment to be scheduled for July 13th. Please see the snippet below. My life is extremely stressful right now. We are going through a home remodel that has been going on 3 years. My dad has been in and out of the hospital for the last year. I had back surgery recently, and then soon after, I was rear ended. I didn't realize that I had to fill out another form. No one from your establishment called me to make me aware that I failed to fill out the form. I do apologize for not doing so. I'm asking that you refund or reverse the charges that were charged on my credit card on August 13th. I am unable to utilize your facility due to back injuries. I've hired an attorney that will be helping me with the injuries from my car accident. Again, please reverse the charges for August 13th. And if you are unable to do so, I will be filing a dispute with my credit card company. I just love when they threaten to do a dispute.
And the
And
fact that she like name drops that she has an attorney like involved in her back issues, like,
right?
and
And
also you have way too much going on in your life. If I like, calm down, lady. Like, what is all this? This is too much. It's too much.
it's too much. And like, I'm sorry she's going through those situations in life,
Yeah.
but like you are in charge of your
You're an adult.
financials.
Yeah.
You are an adult. Yeah. So this is Katie's response.
I can't with these people. Oh, also she copied in her husband. Like she CC'd her
Oh,
husband
yes.
on that email. And when people loop in the husbands, it takes me to another level, like another tier of
To
engagement.
another atmosphere.
I elevate.
She
Um,
does.
so I respond with, hi, blank. We have over 450 members, and it's completely unreasonable to expect us to babysit members through the cancellation process to make sure they fill out the form to properly cancel their own membership. Thank you for the threat of a chargeback. In case you weren't aware, bank disputes, i.e., chargebacks, exist to protect consumers from fraudulent payment activity. They were not intended to be a means for people to take advantage of small businesses to fraudulently refund payments that were accurately charged per your membership agreement terms and conditions. It's sad and unfortunate that people so easily abuse the system. Had you filled out the cancellation form originally, you would have not been charged for August, and the one you completed this month had an agreement to the 30-day notice period with the final payment going through. which, along with your membership agreement, would be submitted to your bank to dispute your chargeback. Fraudulently filing chargebacks can result in adverse action from your bank for future reference. That being said, I've spent far too much energy on this already, and it's obvious the $199 means far more to you than it does to me. So I've refunded the August payment to put this to rest, which you should have received email notification of. You should see this reflected by your bank in 3 to 5 business days, best. So we
No
talked
response
about
back from
no,
her either.
no, which cherry on top, like that means I did my job.
Yes.
Um, so I just I know I went on a TED Talk on 2 episodes ago about chargebacks. Literally, they are meant so that if someone steals your credit card and uses it, you can get your money back. It is not because you decide that you no longer want to pay for something that you agreed to pay for in the first place. And if you do fraudulently file a chargeback, i.e., the bank agrees that you should have been charged that and they rule in the business's favor, your bank can cancel you. So,
Mhm.
like, just people just need to stop. I don't know when chargebacks like it when we took over I took over the studio, I don't think the first year, 1 to 2 years, we
No,
had any chargebacks. And then all of a sudden, something snapped and it was like 1 a month. It's insane.
it's I mean, knock on wood, we haven't seen any, like, too many recently, but
Yeah.
it's the bane of my existence because the reports that I put together, the documentation, the receipts, I truly do screenshots, receipts, proof, fucking everything
Fucking
in these
everything.
documents. And I apply it to their member account and then their bank views it. But now I also send the member who did, or the ex member who did the chargebacks, also a copy of the documentation that's being sent to their bank. So they know for reference that we have all this proof as to why their chargeback isn't relevant and should be disputed. It's it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
It's too much. And it's become too big of a common theme these
Yeah.
days. And yeah, people need to know that there's consequences in fraudulently doing chargebacks on businesses just because you don't want to pay a membership fee that you signed an agreement towards.
Yeah.
Like, these children got to know. These children got to learn.
They honestly do, and we're here to educate them.
We are here to educate them.
Yeah.
And, that's, I guess, the positive in it all that we're just educating people
Left and right.
left, right.
There's
Yep.
have you ever seen the movie Mona Lisa Smile?
Oh, it's been a long time.
It's honestly one of my favorite movies. And there's this line where Julia Roberts is telling Kirsten Dunst, who was her student, like, if you don't show up to class, I'm going to fail you because she kept missing class. And Kirsten Dunst was like kind of this entitled uppity girl. And the movie is set back in like the 50s, I think. And she goes, "Are you threatening me?" And Julia Roberts like grabs her chin. She goes, "I'm educating you." And that's what we're here to do.
Oh, I love that.
Oof, it, like,
Ooh,
chills. Watch that
chills.
scene. If you don't watch the whole movie, at least watch the scene, but the movie's actually I don't know if it did very well or if it was very big, but
I
I
don't
love
think
it.
so.
I don't know why. I love that movie so much. So, a lot of great actresses in it. So obviously them too. Was it Julia Stiles, the Save the Last Dance girl? The blonde girl?
Was
Anyway, I
it?
think she's in it. Jennifer Goodwin's in it. Um,
Oh, yeah, this came out in 2003. Yeah, Julia
yeah.
Roberts, Julia Stiles, Kristen Dunst, Maggie
Oh,
Gyllenhaal.
yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal, I love her. Her character's so good in the movie too.
So good.
Yeah, watch that
Yeah, that
movie.
is a good
It's like an all-star
A-list.
cast.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I'll have to rewatch that again.
Everyone should watch it. It's
Love
about an
it.
all-women's college in, like, I think it's set in the 50s, and it's about this teacher who's breaking the norms and going against the grain, kinda what we do,
Kind
and
of what we do over here.
educating the entitled people of America.
Oh my gosh. There's so many,
So
especially
many.
I hate to like stereotype where the studios are, but there's a lot of entitlement going on in that pocket of California, of the
I
world.
don't think it's like specific. I think there's several pockets because I remember
Yeah.
I saw a post in the owner's Facebook group, and I think it was from a studio owner in Florida, and she was just kind of commiserating with others about chargebacks and the entitlement, and so I don't. Um, and she mentioned it's just like how their area is, and so I just think it's I don't know what's in the water these days, but we need to we need to filter it out.
Mm, that's what we're doing.
Hmm.
One day at a time, one dispute at a time.
Well, there's your dramatic email reading. If you have any that we could read on our podcast, we would love to have them. So DM us or email us, workwiseandreallives@gmail.com. Or if you have one you want help responding to,
Yes.
we would love to be a part of that journey for
Nothing,
you.
yeah, would give us more joy and pleasure in the world than reading an email and finding a spicy way to respond back and educate.
Educate. Stop,
Love
educate, and
it.
listen.
Amen. Put on a
Amen.
t-shirt.
All right, let's get into the main event.
Yeah. So friendship, business, and boundaries. We're gonna pretty much do a deep dive into just our working relationship, some positives, some negatives, kind of doing a deeper dive into that. Some myths with working with your best friend, some realities, personal stories. And so, some big myth that you may hear if you're working with a best friend, it could also be a family member as well, is working with friends always ruins the friendship, or business and personal life should stay separate. Um, some reality, I guess we can just get into that. The good is the built in trust, fun, and support. So, Katie kind of spoke about that. I think it was our first episode of how she, and you can speak a little bit more upon this, of having some like trust issues when it comes to people
Yeah.
and having me as your best friend and just being who I am. You just trust me fully and completely. But
Yeah, I think
yeah.
trust is a huge, and it's so much easier to work with someone that you already have that built-in trust with. I think one thing we've talked about in another episode is boundaries, and so I think the slippery line is and sometimes where people might falter in working with their friends or having a business with their friends is if the boundaries aren't set and aren't clear. Um,
Hmm.
Especially if it's like a co-ownership type thing, um, where perhaps roles and responsibilities aren't defined clearly, and so one person might be feeling like they're pulling more weight than the other, and so I think in that case, it's really important to make sure that you're setting those clear boundaries. For Ava and I think it's a little bit more straightforward because um, she has a specific role on the team and is really responsible with running the studios and the business. Um, and we do have a manual that has all of her responsibilities, which is basically everything besides payroll, as we've discussed. But I think having that structure, and there have been times which we can get into that we have got misaligned on what perhaps expectations or boundaries should be. Um, and those aren't always like the funnest conversations to have, but it was a nice chance to like reset and make sure that we're on the right kind of path forward or like getting back on that path. But I think back to the
Yeah.
good for me, trust is huge, and it makes our dynamic a lot easier to navigate because I also not even like trust her with the business, but trust her with the intention she's bringing to it and trust in, just her as a friend and as a person, and that she is, operating in a way that is in not only her best interest, but my best interest. And so, Um, yeah, I think that's super helpful for me to have.
Yeah. And like you were saying, like we have in built-in roles and responsibilities, so there's no like gray area. And I feel like that's something that over the years we've kind of worked on and established as we've kind of gotten further into this like work friend life balance with each other. And we'll get into like the early stages too, because there was a lot of like learning and building trust and just getting to know each other within that. But the fun part is we get to kind of experience this growth together. Not every month is going to be a great month. And we'll talk about some of that too, because we just experienced not a great month. But we do know that over this time period that there is good months, there's going to be bad months. And for her to trust me in the way that she does helps me kind of push a little bit further and be like, okay, she trusts me. Nothing's going to happen because I'm the type of person where if there's a really bad month within the business, then I take it like full responsibility and it will eat me alive. But she's been very transparent as a friend and also as a leader of an owner. Like, hey, shit happens. There's going to
Yeah.
be months like this. We've seen over the course of history that this isn't going to be a regular recurring thing. And if it is, then we'll have a discussion and we'll reevaluate and look at where we need to adjust. And so that is the good part about being best friends in this, and that the communication, I feel like, has helped me tremendously just every day being able to have those honest conversations, which are hard. Um, and, it's a day, work in progress, day by day. But
I mean, I
no,
think
it
that's
is fun.
probably why perhaps I mean, I know, like, in hearing you speak about other jobs you've had, you do kind of go fully into something and you really care, and I think that that's really
Oh, yeah.
admirable. I'm sure there's an extra layer, like, as if I don't wanna speak for you, but, like, as your best friend, you also feel like, "Oh, if we're having a terrible month, like, that directly impacts my best friend too," and I, like, feel you might
Yes.
feel even more bad about it, if that's fair
Oh,
to
yeah.
say? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that goes into a lot of other things, like, if I hear any type of, like, negative thing being said about the studio from any person, that, like, I take that to offense and just like,
Yeah.
"Okay, not only are you talking about something I work really hard on every day, but you're also attacking my best friend and everything
Yeah.
that she does." And so that hurts, and then when we do have a bad month, looking at like the revenue or instances like that being in those reports, it's like, oh, okay, I know what this is
Yeah.
doing to my best friend. And that is also a challenge. And so we can dig into that deeper, but I think it's good that we have that built-in trust. And if you do work with your best friend or a family member in any capacity, I think the biggest thing is trust and communication, and also having those roles and responsibilities laid out and written out, and have contracts too. Like
Yeah.
knowing I know that Katie's main responsibility is she's like the mastermind behind everything as far as things to implement in the studio for growth, logistically, how to go about it. And I'm the person to execute it all and get the teams to execute it. And
Mhm.
so I know when she tells me something that she wants done for the studio, I'm like, okay, force, let's execute it, let's go. I dive deep into that.
Yeah, sometimes and I think the hard part can be too is like when I make a decision like that, I don't necessarily, because I don't do the day-to-day of it, I don't understand kind of the domino effect of some of those decisions. And because I think Ava's so
Ooh,
supportive, I think that that can sometimes put her in a tight spot. Like last week, I said, "Hey, let's change our entire sales process. And I'm sick of having people show up to our free intro classes," which no other like boutique fitness studios except maybe Orange Theory offer anymore.
Yeah.
And just come out and say, "Oh, I'm on ClassPass," which then they go and sign up for their next class on ClassPass, which they also get free because you'll typically get your first class free at a new studio on ClassPass. Or they're like just visiting from in the area for a week for the summer, and like I'm like, "Cool, thanks for wasting my time." Like, so
Yeah.
I said, "You know what? We're done with free intro classes. We're not gonna do it. People can buy a drop-in rate." And it's just funny to me because I like tested out a Pilates studio just to like kind of I think it's good to like test out other modalities and make sure. And actually, the instructor I took from was great, and I learned a lot of cues from her too that I could bring to my classes. And so, if you are a fitness instructor, I would recommend taking other, whether it's within your modality or elsewhere, just other classes because I think there's lots of great trainers out there. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
they didn't offer free classes; they offered a discounted class pack for your first visit, and it was like a 3 class pack, and I was like, okay, bye, like, and so I was like, why can't we do that? Like, our product means
Yeah.
something. Anyway, tangent. So I was like, let's do this. And Ava was like, yep, let's do it. Great. And then of course, because I don't, again, do the day to day, there are so many things on the back end that have to be updated, like all of our text scripts, our call scripts, everything in our marketing platform. So I can tell very quickly that she was starting to not feel as excited about this as I thought she was. And, she was having a rough couple days. And I think where I struggle sometimes is when I feel like she's not letting me help or asking me for help, but
Mhm.
I could tell she's struggling. I'm just like, so we like
Yeah.
had a tense moment over the weekend or late last week where I was like,
Yeah.
just stop, put it down, let me help, I'll do it. And so then we ended up FaceTiming later that day or a couple days later. She's like, "Are you mad at me?" And I was like, "No, I'm just frustrated because I know you're struggling and you won't let me help." And she's like,
I know.
"So we're good." But those moments do
Yeah,
come
we're good.
about where you might not want to say like no to, or, "Hey, like, let's talk about what this looks like maybe October we try it instead of September because I need more time, like
Yeah.
whatever that looks like. For me, I'm just like, I'm over getting people free classes that aren't really interested. Let's make them pay if they want to pay and they want to buy a membership after. We can credit that purchase back to their first payment. So essentially they got the class for free and let's move on. But yeah, I think that we've had definitely a few moments. I remember there was one like years ago where we sat in the studio together and we had like,
Yes.
I don't even remember what the issue was anymore, but
I don't
I think
know
we were
what
both
the issue
crying. It
was.
was bad.
We were. And that was pre me getting a bunch of like therapy as well and working on myself fully. So, that for me, I will say, like, to going to what we just experienced last week is like, I trust you fully in your decision making for the business. And so when you tell me, like, hey, this is going to be our next new thing, I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then I start going through the checklist of all the things that need to be changed and need to happen, and then I'm like, "Oh, oh, oh," I twitch, I, like, start, like,
She's like,
stroking
it's like the
out.
Stepford Wives when like, when have you watched that movie?
No,
So
no,
they're
I
like
need
they
to.
basically like replace the wives' brains with like a computer so that they're just like
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
And then I think this is the right movie. Or like the fembots, like from Austin Powers when you make them
Oh,
glitch,
yes.
like you are and then they just start glitching and their head explodes, like that's what
Oh,
happened
that's
to
me.
Ava.
Yeah. My yeah, I full on glitched. I if you did not hear from me from, like, Thursday to Saturday, this is why. But, yeah, there's just lots of stuff that go into the day to day that maybe Katie's not aware about, which is really good to know as far as like a manager too, is that your owner, your leader has that much trust in you that you're taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of on a day-to-day basis. So that's a very big compliment. Thank you. Um, but yeah, in those situations where it gets a little heated, I feel like that's when, just in life, if there's any type of issue, I tend to like pull back and then like go into a little hole and start getting what I need to get done in that hole. And then I start glitching.
I think that that too is like translatable to non-friendship working relationships, like even like a
Oh,
normal
absolutely.
job corporate thing. Like I remember at my last company,
Hmm.
I oversaw a pretty large team and I would tell them what I expected them to get done that week, but at the same time, there were other initiatives within our department that were ran by different people. So there was potentially other people asking my team to do something, which is just how we were structured. But I didn't always know what they were being asked to do by other people. And so
Right.
if they wouldn't speak up and say, and it was something I was coaching and encouraging them on, like,
Hmm.
if I'm asking you to do something, I don't necessarily know that other person's asked you to do X, Y, and Z. And if that means that you're going to be overworked this week or you're going to be stressed out about it, like tell me so I can help prioritize your
Yeah.
time. And so I think that having those like open conversations with your manager is really important, not only to make you successful, but so they understand too, like when it comes for performance review time, they know
Hmm.
everything that you've been working on. It's not like a secret and maybe you aren't meeting a deadline and your manager's like, "What the heck? Like I asked you to get it done by this day. Like I think you should have been able to get it done." And in your back of your brain, they're like, "Well, I had to do this other thing for this other person." If your manager doesn't know that, you're only screwing yourself. So
Right.
I would say definitely speak up when your manager makes a decision, whether it's your friend or whether
Hmm.
it's just a normal co-working relationship. Speak up, make sure people know what you're working on. And if you need help prioritizing or resetting expectations, your manager is like the perfect person to help you do that. So,
No, I love hearing you say that because in my brain, I would think that if I asked for help in any way, that was a sign of defeat
yeah.
or I'm not doing what is expected of me in my job, um, or that I'm failing in any way in my roles and responsibility. And so hearing you say that, I like hearing that. So I'm gonna ask for help, which I think I did.
You did.
I was
And
like,
I did help a
"Here's
little
a
bit.
list." You did help. No, it was a huge help. Um, if anyone does not use the app Trello, get on it because it's oh my gosh, I feel like I have all these open tabs in my brain at all times, even on my laptop. If you ever glance over at my screen, it's like 12 tabs open at once, and I'm wondering why my computer is going so freaking slow. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, because I have all these tabs open, all these Excel sheets laid out and about." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." That's how my brain goes, and it starts glitching and starts working slow. I'm like, "What's wrong with me? I don't know."
For me,
Oh,
and
man.
that's funny too because I think different people have different like ways that they're motivated with like how they execute things in their time. Like for me, I thrive in chaos. Like if I don't have enough going
Mm,
on, I don't do anything. It's like kind of the reverse is like I just kind of feels like it like leads to procrastination or it's like, oh, I don't really want to do this one thing I have to work on. So I'm just gonna like doom
yeah.
scroll Instagram. But then if I'm like coming up on a deadline and I like the past week I was like the most effective I've been at work in a while because I had so many things on my plate that I was like motivated to get them done. Where if I have like an extended deadline for something or I don't have a ton of work, which naturally when you start at a new company, so I started at this company in May, what I appreciate is they didn't want to overload me with work and they wanted to give me time to settle in. But I'm the kind of person I need a lot of work to feel motivated and to like just push out product. Like that's what drives me. And so
Mhm.
I finally feel like I'm getting into that rhythm now at the company, which has been nice because I feel more engaged and more um like utilized and it has been helping give me the kick in the butt I needed to kind of get working on some of these things. And so I do love working under a tight deadline, but like not everyone does, right? Sometimes people it stresses them out. For me, I'm like, tell me something's due tomorrow so I can just like, you know, get it done.
Yeah.
But not we're
Yeah.
all different. And I think that,
We are.
part of being a good manager is understanding what motivates your team and what makes your team twitch out and explode and finding, how to navigate that with them. And then also as, you know, when you're working for someone, understanding how your boss works as well, because it's a two-way
Mhm.
street. I don't really think that it should always be on the manager to fully meet the employee where they're at. I think that it
Mm.
needs to be a push and a pull, and I think you guys need to meet halfway. And that was something at my last company that I struggled with, and I talked a little bit about in a prior episode was me needing to feel like I always had to meet the employees where they were at versus like it being, okay, I'm not going to be fully what you need as a manager as far as like what you're looking for from a soft skill perspective or whatever that looks like. Like you're a perfect manager. I'm never going to be that. But this is what I can bring to the table. And like, what can you also give to meet halfway? So this can be a successful working relationship. I think I was getting there towards the end with most of the people on my team. So it kind of sucks I left, but, it was the right move to make, but,
Yeah.
it's definitely a two-way street for sure, and I think the same thing with friendships, right? Like,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
can't always be the friend reaching like, even not work related, like, if you're always the one feeling like you're reaching out or asking someone to hang out or, like, initiating the conversation, it doesn't feel like the other person's putting in the effort, and you might not want to at some point, and I think with,
Yeah.
like, our friend group, like, with Kelsey, we both understand how we communicate, like, so that we could go days without talking, and then we just start
Mhm.
randomly sending each other gifts and memes and whatever. And then,
Yeah.
like, you and I are different because we talk
Nothing's wrong.
literally every single day. But,
Yes.
with other friends, like, those friendships naturally kind of ended like friendships from college because I probably wasn't putting in effort with some of them or they weren't putting in an effort,
Mhm.
and we're just kinda like, "Oh, we're just kinda moving on in different directions." And that's fine too.
Yeah. And I going back to whatever happened years ago, I think was good for us just to kind of have that like breaking point emotionally in like friendship, business, and learning how to move forward as far as like expectations, roles,
Mhm.
responsibilities, how to navigate the friendship and the business. And I feel like for myself, how I was saying, this was like pre-therapy and all this stuff that I've done, there was a huge pride part of it on my end of being very like prideful in my work, my performance, and if that was ever questioned or if I thought it was being questioned or if there were bad months, I would just like it would eat me up so bad that I would just like burst in negativity and hurt people around me, which is
Yeah.
not healthy at all. But I won't say like the exact program I went through, but it was a godsend. And it essentially is a 12-step. It mimics like the 12 steps of AA. I'm not an alcoholic, nothing like that, but it's for anyone that's experienced any type of trauma, hardship, or has ever like idolized anything in life, which is all of us. But there was a step, the inventory step, where we had to take inventory of our entire life, which was very challenging to do. You had to take inventory of like things that were done to you or things you've done to others and really break it down. And you could see like the nature of your response, a common theme just across the board. And my common theme was pride, self protectiveness, and also selfishness and fearfulness. So I feel like that all ties into how I was operating back in the day and even in my work was being very prideful of it, being very selfish, like, "No, I can do this, I can do that, I can do it all." And if I saw you step in any way, I was like, "Okay, I'm failing. Katie's
Yeah.
responding to an email, that means I failed." Or, "Katie's doing this, that means I failed doing X, Y, or Z." And that's very selfish of me, very prideful of me, like, "No, it's not all upon myself to do it all, and also, this is your business. This is your company. This is your studio." Um, but I
I
took so much pride in my work, you know?
Yeah. I do think that it's okay to check me sometimes too, and, like, I remember when I started teaching at Tustin after I took over, I was the worst teacher, so I should have been fired. I would make up, like,
No.
my own choreo for just this one section of class, the seat section, and it was like, "You can't do that. No." And I was like, "Oh."
No.
She's like, "You will teach actual choreo." I was like, "But my choreo is
Yep.
fire." She's like, "No." And I was like, "You know what? If I don't want the other teachers to make up their own stuff, I probably shouldn't do it either." And so I said, "You're right. I will learn the actual choreo."
Yeah.
And then there was this one time I taught, again, seat work. I don't know. It's my favorite part of class. So I think I just get so excited about it and I'm like, whatever. So, this one time I used the double tube for both seat exercises, which is a no-no. And I just didn't even realize because I wasn't checking the manual and wasn't following a choreo schedule. And she was like, after class, she was like, "Yeah, you can't do that again." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Immediately, no, you cannot do any of that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like the growth I've had over the last few years has really played into my actual like work life. I mean, I still very much prioritize work. That's something I'm working on because it is part of my life and I do Pure Barre all day, every day. So that's a hard separation, but I'm trying to find those moments to separate that. And so that's something within our friendship too. I feel like we're really good at is separating our like conversations. If we're like texting or calling each other or FaceTiming over the phone, it will be like maybe something work related for a hot moment. And then we go straight into just like crazy diabolical
Yeah.
things that you would say to your friend, you know?
Yeah.
So we know when to like turn that off and on. And it was this past convention, we were at dinner, just us three. It was Katie, myself, and her husband. And we were just kind of talking about life, certain experiences we've all had, and I was just sharing some stuff and just very appreciative of them too, just as friendship, but also as my bosses, which is very unique. But Garrett said it perfectly when we like cheersed at the end, like, hey, friendship first.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Oh. Well, I think we're the model because Garrett has now 2 other businesses he's started in the last few months with 2 of his best friends. So,
Oh,
we're
yay, look at
just
us.
setting the tone,
Setting the tone, educating.
educating.
We're doing it all.
We're doing it all. But yeah, I think to wrap this segment up, friendship first, work second, and make sure that
Hmm.
there's clear understanding of boundaries and
Yeah.
expectations, and I
Oh,
think you'll
yeah.
be successful.
Yeah, and knowing when to take a step back too and just, like, breathe, which is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
Yeah. Breathing's important. I would say
Otherwise, I,
so.
like, stroke out and s yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. I love all of that.
I love it.
Reality recap. I won't talk much about the summer I turned pretty other than we're in uncharted waters. We don't know what's coming next because apparently in the books the last episode that we just saw was basically how the books ended, so
Oh,
that's what I'm assuming. That's what I've been told via
okay.
Instagram, so I might be wrong. So, only 3 more episodes, I believe, and I've just been seeing spoilers on Instagram of people witnessing certain characters in Paris last year while they were filming, and there's one character that we shall not say his name any further, but
Mm.
he was seen in Paris last year filming on set with Stomach, so
It could be
I'm
a red herring though, because when they filmed
uh,
the Sex and the City finale, they filmed like 4 different endings because,
oh,
well, I mean, their filming was so public too because it was like the streets of New York City.
yes.
And so they did film 4 different like endings, I think. So it could be a red
Okay,
herring.
it
You never
better be.
know. Yeah.
It better be.
I did think of Stomach today. because I was teaching a line and
Oh, no.
I was cueing to like the deep belly breaths, and I said belly on the mic, and I was like,
It's
like
triggering.
it's
Anytime
triggering.
I said the word belly the other day, I don't know in what context, but immediately I thought of her and I was just like, "Ooh, cringe."
Cringe, honestly, terrible.
She's awful.
I did see like a little clip from the show of her on Instagram, and her ring is literally it is absolutely pathetic.
Yes, that's why we're outraged about
Yeah.
when her and said man were getting married because he had the audacity to give her that ring, but then want all these crazy expensive items for their wedding that they could not afford. But then he was like, oh no, I'll put it on my dad's credit card. Or no, my dad is okay about us getting married now. He's going to help pay for it. I'm like, well, he can help pay for a larger ring.
Yeah.
Like,
Because the wedding is one
sir,
day. The ring is forever, unless you get an upgraded ring.
forever.
But
Yeah.
anyway. But you said I know you mentioned you watched something else this weekend.
I
Thank God.
did. I'm caught up on Bachelor in Paradise, and
Oh, I miss that
it's
show.
very much mimicking Love Island and other reality dating shows at the moment because now not only are they on the show to find love, they are also in the winning for $500,000. And
Mm.
this last episode, they teased the episode that will be out this week. So by the time this comes out into the universe, this podcast will know this episode. But they either choose to stay with their partner and choose love or choose the money,
Oh, they don't
which
get
I
both?
think is no, they don't get both, which I think is similar to Love Island, isn't it?
No, so Love
Or the
Island,
split the money.
yeah, so the winning couple gets envelopes, and one of the
Yes,
envelopes has the money, one of the envelopes has nothing, and then the person who got the money can decide if they want to share it with their partner.
right.
I assume if they choose not to share, the relationship's probably over. So,
Yeah,
um, but speaking of so Bachelor in Paradise, I used to watch it. It was my favorite part of the Bachelor franchise, but I just haven't watched The Bachelor
so
or
good.
Bachelorette in years, and so
It's
I
gone
didn't
downhill.
I know, so I didn't know anyone on the show, but maybe I can just watch the show on its own. Um, but Love Island, the reunion.
Oh, the reunion. It was not what I expected.
Yeah.
I fell asleep
So did
in like
Austin
the
while
middle
he
of
was
it.
sitting there.
Yeah,
But they
speaking of
asked him a
like
question
glitching.
and he's like, "What? I
Yeah,
just zoned out for like 5 minutes." I'm like, "We
it
all
was
did."
so underwhelming. We were hoping, did they ever show the unseen footage of the heart rate challenge of Huda?
They did.
Okay, I fell asleep. What happened? I totally forgot about that.
Basically, it was a little awkward. So basically, like Shelly and Ace were like laying down, and Huda and Chris were doing like their little dance on top of them. And then Chris and Shelly got up and start walking back. But then Huda just keeps going, and it's basically what people said is like she was spread on him with her lady bits in his face and
Oh,
was doing a little bump,
booty bump,
booty bump thing.
little
Twerk,
booty bounce.
twerking. Um, and it was a little uncomfortable because everyone was literally like they showed the cast, and everyone's
Yeah,
just like, why is she still like I think the music had stopped too, and like she just kept going, and it was a little awkward. But I'm
interesting.
and then of course in the I think that same day it came out that they aired it that Iris and Pepe had broken up, which I never really thought she was super into him anyway. I also don't know what goes on in her brain. It doesn't seem like a
She's
lot.
hard to read.
Yeah,
Um, and yes, I was very sad to see that Pepe allegedly, I don't know if
allegedly.
it's, yeah, been confirmed that he cheated on her, but thinking about it further, the way he moved in the villa, I
Mhm.
mean, it's a dating show and they're supposed to like find these connections and make connections, but he kind of hopped around quite a bit really fast. So
Anytime a new blonde walked in, he was like, "Oh,
anytime a new
mine."
blondie walked in, Yeah. Um,
Amaya and Brian
and
was sad.
that was so
I
sad.
don't know.
But then when you think of the timeline and just like realistically of when they got together, they've probably were only together for 2 weeks in the villa and
Yeah,
then come out, have all this fame, really get to know each other, and they're just on two separate islands.
two separate islands. I can't get past the fact, like, and maybe it's just the way people date these days. Like Shelly and Ace are exclusive, but they're not official. I'm like, what is the
Okay,
difference? What is
let's
the
talk about that.
difference?
Yeah, what is the difference? Because when we were dating, I don't know if this was the same for you too, like we were seeing each other and then we made it official. There was no like in between of like, oh, we're exclusive. To me,
Yeah,
exclusive means we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
yeah.
That's it. We're only seeing each other.
I
I
don't
don't
understand the
understand.
difference. We're the same way. And like even I never if I was like actually dating someone, I don't know if it was unspoken on my end, but I just assumed it was on their end too that like I'm not a person that's hey, who has the time to date multiple people at one time? Like that's exhausting.
I
But
did at one point and it was
oh,
exhausting.
no. I was never a big dater anyway, but yeah, I mean like Garrett asked me to be his girlfriend after 1 week of dating. So like
Yeah.
there wasn't time for this weird in between. But
No.
yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand
I don't
children these
understand
days.
either. Yeah. And it just seems exhausting and time consuming and just, children, make your life easier. It's a
Yeah.
yes or no. Are we girlfriend or boyfriend? Yes or no.
Yeah, you
Move
don't need
on.
like this big romantic gesture to ask someone to be your girlfriend or ask someone to
No,
be your boyfriend.
no. Save that for a marriage proposal. Make that
Yeah.
be a grand gesture.
Really, the grand gestures should be asking someone to prom and then you
Oh,
skip forward and ask someone to get married. Like they're the in between of 18 to mid 20s or whenever you're getting engaged, mid 30s. You don't need grand romantic gestures. Just show up.
just show up. And I feel like romantic movies, rom-coms have kind of painted that unrealistic visual of what
Yeah.
relationships are and look like.
Yeah. You don't
So
need all of that. You just need someone to not pull Jeremiah. How about that? There's my belly reference. Excuse me, ma'am.
I appreciate that so much.
So what we edited out last episode, as soon as we started talking about, or Kelsey and Eva started talking about
The
whatever it's
semi-urgent
called.
pretty.
Yeah. My contractor was doing work in the garage. And so where Kelsey and I were sitting was right in front of the garage. And within seconds of them starting to talk about the show, he starts drilling into the wall and it was so loud and we all started dying laughing. So we had to cut it out because it was just not usable. But
No.
it was classic. And of course, as soon as I try to talk about I actually tried to make a reference, Pepper comes over and is like, no, we're not talking about that
She's like,
show.
we're not talking about that show anymore.
No,
Everyone I've tried to get to
no.
watch the show has one said they stopped because it was too cringy. They couldn't do it. But that's
Yeah.
why we love it. The cringiness, it's terrible on all aspects, but like the greatest thing. And why I'm so obsessed with Conrad. Like, I'm a 32-year-old grown woman in a very healthy marriage. And I'm just like so in awe of this fictional character, Conrad, who's
No.
I think like 23 or something in the show, or I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but we're like, oh,
Mm, no.
the revenge outfit he had on, where it was just like a black, I think it was a no, maybe it was just short sleeve black collared shirt. It was just
Yeah.
the best revenge dress he could wear as a man.
Go good for him, get
Yes.
your revenge and also find someone better than someone named Belly.
He's just too, oh my goodness. Well, the communication, speaking about communication in today's episode, his communication has improved so much because he would push aside the fact that he was in love with her and he only pushed her away because he wanted her to be happy, and the only way for her to be happy was for her to experience life and choose different paths. But he quickly realized that he can't not live without her. And so he finally told her, not the best timing, the night before her wedding.
To his
So,
brother. I
yes.
don't see that relationship between the brothers ending well. I will say,
No, it
I
did
know
not end
we need to
well.
talk about you dating brothers, but I didn't never dated brothers, but my boyfriend in high school was a twin. He was a fraternal twin, and him and his brother, like you could tell they were related, but they looked very different. No offense to
Oh.
identical twins, but um I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. But anyway, his brother for some reason hated me. I'm like, who would hate me? I'm perfect. But told his brother that I had AIDS. Like, who
The
makes
things
that up? Like for
little boys say when their heart is broken. Yeah, I've had things said to me that are more
I'm like,
funny than hurting.
yeah.
I
Also,
So,
like,
yes.
it was so ridiculous that obviously he didn't believe
Yeah,
it. But like, also, that's a very serious accusation to make and a very serious
that is a
disease
serious
that
accusation.
very many amazing people in the world suffer from. So maybe just don't make
Yes,
up rumors that someone has AIDS, especially when they're like 16 years old and their
exactly.
first real
That's
boyfriend.
that's hurtful, and,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe that's where your trust issues started.
maybe. It's like, fuck off.
Well, okay, so quickly about the brothers I dated,
Yeah.
they were identical twins, and
I did not know that element to it.
okay, so I was 8th grade? Yeah, it was 8th grade. I dated, doing that in quotes, dated the
Yeah.
first brother, and it was very much just like texting type thing, like you're in 8th grade, so very loosely dated, you know?
Yeah.
But he was my first kiss,
Mm.
and it was outside of Bagel Me,
I
and
love bagel me.
right? Chef's kiss. I don't know where Bagel Me's are at these days, but back in the day, it was like the happening place, like the place to be. So for your first kiss to be outside of Bagel Me is just like,
Was
whoa.
that the one in Villa Park?
Yes.
So they have a Sugar Me Bakery is like they component of their business. They did my wedding cake.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, back to your story.
fun factoid.
Fun factoid.
And maybe like the beginning of freshman year of high school, I dated the other twin who, or wait, no, that was sophomore year of high school. So there was some time in between,
Mm,
maybe. I don't know.
interesting.
But that twin I dated until the beginning of senior year of high school. So we were pretty much together all throughout high school. And I was always wondering, like, why does the other brother hate me? Like, I'm so cool.
It's
Like,
so cool.
I'm the coolest girl in town. Like, how could
Obviously.
one possibly hate me? And,
I
you
ask that
know,
to this day. I'm like, I'm the coolest person. I'm perfect. Why do you
yeah,
hate me? I don't get it.
don't hate me because you ain't me, you know?
Haters gotta hate. Haters motivate me.
Haters gonna hate. Yep, that's our motivation. But anywho, that is my twin story and brother story. So, the first twin, I don't even know if he would say, I don't know if he would say we were a
I don't
thing.
think eighth grade counts.
No, it was just like a texting over the phone thing. And I remember it was the summer I was in New York one of the times. And y- yeah, you remember the song, Hey There, Delilah, what's it like
Mm-hmm.
in New York? I would think he was like singing that to himself
Isn't
and
that
thinking
song
about me.
about a guy stalking a girl?
Probably.
It is.
Oh, that's
Everyone
fun.
like loved that song, and then like years later, someone like dug into the lyrics, and this whole thing went viral. Basically, is about a guy stalking a girl. It's actually kind of
Oh, that's
creepy.
lovely.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I like that. That creepy love.
creepy love.
That creepy love. That's me. I'm a stage 5 clinger. If you've ever been in a relationship with
You
me,
are.
I Yes, I am a stage 5 clinger. Maybe that's why some relationships ended. And that's, why I went through all that extensive therapy. I was very much codependent on relationships, people, and things. But now, you know, one day at a time. Still a stage 5 clinger to my husband. So when he comes through the door, I literally run and like jump onto him like a
You like
koala
koala
bear. And
him? Yeah.
yeah, and I just stay there.
Luckily, he's also a very large man, so
Yes.
he can deal with
Yeah.
it.
He can. He's
Yeah.
learned to accept it. So,
Yeah. Oh, the children are home.
the
Well, on that
children are
note,
home.
I need to get ready for the glizzy party. So
Ah,
let's wrap this up.
FaceTime me in.
We'll FaceTime you for sure. So,
Perfect.
well, thanks for coming
Alrighty.
by today, everyone. Thanks for stopping
Yes.
in to our friend chat. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram, Work Wives in Real Lives, and then wherever you get your podcast, make sure to hit follow, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you as well. So drop some comments. Thanks, everyone. Have a happy, this will be dropping after Labor Day. So we hope you had a happy Labor Day and a safe
Yes.
one. And we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.